Hey guys, thanks for listening. If you'd like to support us, go to patreon.com/bestboys.
Hello and welcome to the Best Boys podcast. I'm Danny.
And I'm Vince.
It's been about a month, I'm going to say. Maybe.
Since we last recorded?
Maybe.
I think it's only been like 2 weeks? 3 weeks?
We'll see who's right. So we've had some time to watch things. So what have you watched?
Oh.
Yeah, that's where I'm going with that.
I'll do some homework. I'll watch a movie tonight.
Did you not watch anything?
I watched Captain Ron. I think it's from 1992. And it's basically just this Chicago family. They inherit a yacht, which is like more like a sailboat. And Captain Ron has to help them get it to Florida because they were going to sell it.
Mhm.
But Captain Ron's like this crazy dude and causes a lot of problems, but really funny movie. I watched that. And then I watched another movie with, I think, Katherine... No, not Katherine Heigl. Shoot, I do not remember. Come back to me. What have you watched?
Well, I went and saw Blade Runner 2049 on Thursday when it was released, and it was real good. The cinematography was beautiful in that movie. The director took what was good, or what people liked from the original, and made it better, because the original is very slow paced and nothing really exciting happens.
Okay.
And then in this one, it's slow paced, but also more happens in it. Then he's trying to find something, and then halfway through the movie it turns into a love story. That's what the first one is. And then in this one, it's a detective story all the way through. And it's 3 hours. It's very slow paced. It's not like Dunkirk where it flies by. But it was a very good movie, and people that are saying otherwise
Are wrong.
are wrong, in my opinion, are wrong.
I did find the other movie that I watched, which it did have Katherine Heigl. I just wasn't spelling Catherine right.
Mm-hmm.
It was The Ugly Truth with Gerard Butler. She's like the producer for this news-ish station. And Gerard Butler's like this relationships expert and comes on, but he's like really kind of dirty, nitty-gritty.
What was it called?
The Ugly Truth.
I think I've seen that.
Yeah, it's pretty good. Good movie.
Is there a scene in the movie where he gets her, like, vibrating underwear?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I've seen that movie.
Yeah, that is that movie.
That's a fun but not good movie.
It's not a bad movie.
It's not bad, but it's also
Not good.
It's one of those movies that it's very obviously for one type of person. It wasn't meant for me, is what I should say. Other things I watched, anime stuff. I started watching Evangelion, which is like everyone loves it, 90s anime. And then I watched the first episode of Neo Yokio, which is a Netflix original anime created by the lead singer of Vampire Weekend, starring Jaden Smith. And everything I just said sums up what that show is. It's trying to be wacky while also trying to be woke, I guess is the correct word, where it's like, oh, we're cool, see, we're taking action, but also it's not good writing-wise. Like, there's this whole scene where he bought himself a grave already, and he sees a guy spraying something on a tombstone, and he's like, what are you doing? Oh, it was her favorite perfume. And then he goes on this whole rant about, oh, why that perfume's not good and this other perfume is better. And then he's like, that's why I couldn't cast my spell. And you're just like, oh, cool connection thing.
All right.
But people seem to really like it, and they can like it if they want. It looks good, like animation-wise, but other than that, I don't think it's very good. Let's move into something that's at the center of the film industry and also film critic kind of. I would say that's what we kind of are, because this is all we do is talk about movies and stuff on here, is Harvey Weinstein. We're going to get real serious. Harvey Weinstein, who is the co-founder of Miramax and the Weinstein Company. He was accused of sexual harassment by multiple women over the weekend. Last night, he was fired from his own company, and his name will now be taken out of all of the credits and everything that he's worked on that's new coming out. And also the YouTube channel Screen Junkies, best known for Honest Trailers, creator Andy Signore was accused by multiple women of sexual harassment over the weekend and was fired last night as well from the company he created. And, you know, they're both men in places of power trying to get women to do things for positions in their companies, and that's not right. And it's a good thing they both got fired.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, for sure.
Because if either of them had been kept on, I don't think any of the people working under them would stay. I know that from Screen Junkies, most of the other hosts and like people behind the scenes were like, I'm not going into work on Monday if he's still working here. So it's just one of those things where that whole company would have gone under. And with the Screen Junkies Andy Signore case, all his stuff was through emails and texts, and all of that stuff, the women posted it like on Twitter and stuff, showing everything he had said to them and asked them to do. And married men with children talking like that is a real gross thing, especially just trying to force people to do things. Anyways, I just wanted to cover that because that's like the biggest news story in film stuff right now. Let's move on to a lighter note and talk about some trailers that came out. Let's start with Pacific Rim, because I saw that before Blade Runner, and that movie looks like it's going to be just fun. I don't know story-wise what, if anything, is going to matter at all, but it's robots fighting monsters.
It looks like, well, first it looks like they're fighting each other. Like robots fighting robots, and then robots fighting the monsters. Because, like, the trailer kind of just mashes everything up, which I kind of like, because it really doesn't show you exactly what's happening here until kind of closer to the end of the trailer, where they show you the four of them, like four of the robots, like going to fight like some big mama monster or something.
It looked much brighter and more colorful than the first one.
Yeah, the first one was like all shot at like night scenes, and
I'm just excited because it's another Guillermo del Toro movie we're gonna get. We're getting Shape of Water, which looks like it's gonna be all dark and everything, and then this looks like it's gonna be exciting, and you get Charlie Day is back, and John Boyega is playing the son of Idris Elba's character, which from everything I've seen with John Boyega, he's been good in it. Star Wars, Attack the Block. Yeah, it just looks like it's gonna be real exciting.
I'm gonna have to like rewatch like the first Pacific Rim though, because like that came out back in 2013.
I remember when I saw it in theaters, I saw it with two of my friends, and one of them was like, "Oh, that movie was terrible," and I thought it was great.
I thought it was a good movie.
That was fun. We were like, "Why?" He's like, "It was just boring. I don't want to watch monsters fight robots." Was pretty much what he was saying. This was the same person who, every time you want to go see a movie, he only wanted to see rom-coms as jokes to make fun of them. And it's like, okay, well, we see how you watch movies. Also, his favorite movie is Step Brothers, and we all know how I feel about that movie. Anyways, the other trailer that, at the time of recording this, we have seen is the Justice League Heroes trailer. Starts out with Superman. A lot of spoilers. Man, Superman's going to be that movie. Yeah, I knew it was a dream sequence, but he is in that movie. If you don't think that he's going to be in that movie.
Yeah, there's no doubt that he's going to end up. He probably won't really be in it, though, until closer to the end.
I kind of feel like that twist, or that thing at the end of the Comic-Con trailer, where Gordon is talking to someone. At this point, I don't feel like it's Superman. Because if it is Superman, that's really stupid of them to put in the trailer. If they want to, I don't know how, but keep that a secret, or like make people think that he's not in the movie. But also, that would just be a really good thing to put in the trailer, and then in the movie, like you turn and it's the villain of the movie, or it's someone who we don't know is going to be in the movie, like a Green Lantern, like, because the lanterns are in this universe. They've established that. They've said lanterns.
Mm-hmm.
And if it just turns the camera and it's like the Flash just standing there, everyone would be like, oh, come on. So pissed, but also I would love that because everyone just wants Superman in this.
I know how you feel about these movies, and the only one you really liked so far is Wonder Woman, but I like them just out of entertainment wise. Yeah. Like, I don't really judge it so much on how it was, like, everything portrayed. It's entertaining
like,
to me.
If you had a good time watching it, then it's a good movie.
Yeah, so I think they could do a good job with Green Lantern and other heroes and villains and coming into this. And I mean, to me, it's entertaining. I'm not a diehard comic fan. I just like superheroes. I think they're cool, but I'm not a diehard comic fan. I won't judge it based on comic books. Sometimes when I am watching these, I'll go on to Wikipedia or just the internet and like search like, hey, how is this supposed to be going? And if it has that similarity, I like that. But it doesn't, to me, it doesn't need it because I don't know the exact story of everything.
One of the things that, I don't know, I don't want to get into that whole thing. You can listen to literally every episode recorded from 1 to probably 20 something, where I think I have a rant about those movies in every one of those, because I've been trying to stop doing that. I'm hoping that Justice League is good. They need to make Cyborg look better though. Like how he's rendered out, just the metal on him just looks terrible in those trailers. That's my personal opinion. His like CG body does not look good.
It needs to look more like Teen Titans.
I mean, the metal needs to just look better. It needs to look more realistic and not like a video game from the original Xbox. Jason Momoa and Ezra Miller, I feel like they're going to be the kind of trying to make it more lighthearted characters. From what I've seen in the trailers, they're the jokey characters. I feel like they're going to try to force the...
But that is the Flash's kind of persona.
But that is what they're going to do with them, and hopefully it works. Hopefully Ezra Miller isn't like he is in real life, where he's very annoying when he's doing jokey stuff. Just watch the Justice League Comic-Con panel. It is cringy.
Warner Bros. owns this, right? Is it Warner Bros.? Do you know, I don't know if you would know, but do you know if they have rights to all of DC characters?
Yeah, Warner Brothers owns DC as a whole, unlike Marvel. Unlike Disney and Marvel.
So they could do literally anything with this.
Yeah.
Which gives them, unlike Marvel, more of a broader range to do stuff. So I think they could, if they just kind of start getting a better pace with it, maybe something a little more like Marvel, but still something original, they could make this really great.
Yeah, I saw something where apparently Marvel is actually trying to get a lot of the Fox properties back.
Yeah, you were saying that last time,
yeah,
I think.
I saw another thing where it was like they've been trying to do it for before Deadpool. Like, I think X-Men Apocalypse, they were like, okay, we need to get these back. Because we need these guys in our universe, and you guys aren't doing well. And Sony was smart. Fox, just be smart.
That'd be good for Fox. I mean, maybe let Fox keep some of the shows.
Yeah, Fox can keep, like...
The Gifted is out right now.
They can keep that. They can keep, what's the new one?
The Legion, I think.
Yeah, Legion. They can keep that because that was apparently very good.
Yeah,
like, everyone loved that.
Let them keep the shows. Let them make more shows if they really want. If it's something that works for them and they get ratings, let them do that. Just give Marvel, like, the big name characters, like the Fantastic Four, Deadpool, whatever else they own. I don't even know, but...
So, ABC wanted to cancel Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. last season, or after last season, or after 2 seasons ago or something, and Marvel's like, no, you have to keep this show on, even though it is, I think, the lowest rated, or like lowest
I can see
show.
that. I haven't even watched the new season with Ghost Rider yet, but it's kind of a hard watch sometimes, just because it's a very repetitive thing to me. Like, somebody's getting hurt, somebody needs something, and then they have to go and try and fix it, and it's just very repetitive to me. And yeah, I can see why, but they probably just want to keep it until after at least Infinity Wars are both out, because it did tie in a little bit. Like, they do tie it in just a little bit with that part of Marvel Universe. And then if Marvel does ever get the rights back that Fox owns, I bet they would probably try to do a Fantastic Four reboot like they did Spider-Man Homecoming.
That would hopefully be good.
I bet it would be good, because I mean, if Marvel's doing it, they have like a system. I mean, Spider-Man Homecoming was good. They'd probably just reboot it to, we don't need an origin story. I already have 2 of those. Just add it in there like they did with Spider-Man Homecoming, even though like Spider-Man made the appearance in Captain America, but so maybe they can tie them in somewhere. Infinity War, like, maybe, if they ever get that rights. But
throw them into an upcoming Avengers movie. If they ever get the Fox properties and it's announced that they get them, I want them to not throw it into the trailer like they did with Spider-Man. Because how cool would it have been if you were watching Captain America and in that scene you didn't know Spider-Man was going to be there, and then out of nowhere he just was in the scene.
Yeah, I mean, same thing with Justice League and Superman. I mean, we know he's gonna be in it. We would know it, but
they haven't shown that he's in it yet.
They haven't,
besides the dream sequence.
Yeah. So, but either way, like, I think it would have been fine if they just left him out of the trailer.
It's kind of the same thing with what we were saying earlier about Green Lantern. If he is in the movie and he's not listed on IMDb, they haven't announced any actors that's playing him, and he just shows up, that kind of a thing.
That'd be amazing. That would probably make the movie 10 times better.
That's the thing that sucks about the internet and all these film sites and things like what we do. We look up everything, and it's all like, oh, this guy was on set in this costume. Here's a picture. This person was sneaking around the set taking pictures of the actors. Hopefully, after either the next X-Men movie that they're making.
What X-Men movie are they making now?
It's another one in the First Class universe.
Aren't they only supposed to be making like one last one for that?
I don't know. Who knows? But either after that or after Fantastic Four, the next Fantastic Four reboot. Hopefully those bomb terribly and they're like, fine, here. I don't hope that they... Actually, yeah, I do actually hope they bomb because they just need to...
The X-Men movies or...
Yeah, First Class was good. And then, what was the second one?
Days of Future
Past.
Past.
Days of Future Past had good parts in it. And then Apocalypse was...
No, I didn't like Apocalypse either. But I thought you were saying a few episodes back about this being like probably their last one because Jennifer Lawrence doesn't want to do it anymore.
She hasn't wanted to do them since the first one.
Yeah, so
but I think she's contractually obligated to do however many.
But then you were even saying like because the last one, her performances
performances
are just
so she's not trying.
Yeah,
but also it's Jennifer Lawrence, and she's only been good in so many movies that she's been in. First Hunger Games, Winter's Bone, that's it. Silver Linings Playbook. Those are the only 3 movies that I think she's been good in personally. X-Men Dark Phoenix. November 2018. So that means that we're getting Jean Grey's turning evil story. So hopefully that's not terrible.
Which actually would probably make sense because you know how in, I think it was Days of Future Past, she's actually back.
Mm.
So maybe like cure her before she goes crazy in those. Basically in X-Men 1, 2, and 3, you can just basically throw those out the door because they have no meaning after everything else that's happened. Yeah.
Those were, even though X-Men 1 and 2, 1 was the best one. And then 2 and 3 were not good story-wise, but they were also better than the newer ones because they had an established thing going on where they're not just bullshitting around trying to jam, except for 3, that final fight scene where they just jam as many characters in there as possible.
Yeah.
But they did that, was it 2 or 3, where, because Jean Grey dies in the original X-Men ones, and then she comes back as Phoenix. So they're just doing that.
She came back as Phoenix?
She came back like evil.
When?
In one of those movies, because it was.
Oh yeah, in 1, 2, or 3. Yeah, in 3,
when
like
Cyclops was at like the water.
Yeah, okay.
That's like that scene I remember very vividly, where he's like at the water and she's like there.
Yeah, and then he's so maybe it'll show them helping her come back to regular Jean Grey because of how they had it in.
The whole movie will probably be for Dark Phoenix will probably be she turns evil. And then at the end, she's good again. The end. It's like all the stuff moving up, and then she's Jean Grey again. Or they could have her stay evil, and she dies, and then they make another one. And then she comes back in that one, and good, or something. Who knows? I want to kind of hop over to another trailer thing that's not out yet, but apparently the Last Jedi trailer is coming out sometime today, on October 9th, 2017, the day that we are recording this. It might come out during a football game. If there's a football game tonight, it's going to be during one of those
there
trailers.
Is a football game tonight.
So it's like, oh, you know who watches your movies. Football. You know who your biggest fans are.
So I thought they already had a trailer for...
They have one, but this is a new one.
A newer trailer.
They have one trailer.
Yeah.
They have the first trailer. And now
I know they had the teaser trailer, and then I thought they did come out with like a full trailer. And then they're coming out with another one.
This is the second trailer.
Okay.
The second actual full trailer. Hopefully they don't do the little sizzle reel at the beginning of, because you know how I love my trailer sizzle reels.
Last Jedi is coming out this December?
Yeah, because Rogue One was last year. Last Jedi is this year, December something.
I should watch that tonight.
Over time, my opinion on that movie has changed. Like, my opinion on Force Awakens has changed. I loved Force Awakens, then I was like, oh, this is just a reboot of 4. Hopefully Last Jedi is real good, and hopefully, from the speculation, Porg is food.
is food.
Apparently, in a Star Wars, one of those really thin books, I don't remember what they're called, but those really thin white covered books that have like a bunch of information about certain things, you know what I'm talking about, and random images. There's a thing that says porg, and it's all the stuff, and then it says also very tasty. And then there's a coloring book where the two creature things that are seen, the two little aliens that are on the island with Luke apparently, have nets, and there's a porg in a tree. So people are thinking that porg is what Luke eats on the island. And if that's the case, I'm 100% down with porg being in the movie. If it's not something that's like, oh, it's a cute little thing, or if it's just, oh, this thing's delicious as hell,
or it's just like Luke's pet, and he's gonna go and.
I hope not. I hope it's not the next movie's BB-8.
Probably.
Because BB-8 should just be this group of movies.
Won't BB-8 be in it again?
Yeah, he's with Poe.
Yeah, so I don't see why they would need to.
One of our 3 storylines in this one.
Yeah. So they're going to do like 3 storylines, and then probably in the next one, just bring them all together.
Hopefully in this one they bring them all together. Or at least they bring 2 of the storylines together.
At the end or something.
Yeah, hopefully. Because it's going to start out with the 3. And then I hope, because Rey and Luke are going to stay together. And then they're going to probably do something with Kylo Ren. I hope Poe and Finn and Asian woman that I don't know the character's name all meet up. I think she's probably like a doctor or something.
Is she new?
Yeah, she's starting in this one. She hasn't been in any of the other ones. Hopefully that trailer is really good and we get more backstory on what's going to happen. I want to jump to something we talked about last time that was probably my favorite thing, and it was the last thing we talked about, which is the Tyrese, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, Fast and the Furious beef that's going on Instagram. If you remember, Tyrese Gibson commented on one of The Rock's posts, pretty much like an ex-girlfriend. He's like, hey, I've been trying to get hold of you, yada, yada, yada. Don't make this movie. Well, now, Fast 9, whatever it's going to be titled, has been pushed to April 10th, 2020, because the Rock, Jason Statham solo film, spin-off film is happening. And Tyrese posted on Instagram, #PSA, congratulations to The Rock and your brother-in-law, aka $7 producing manager at Hiram's thing, for making the Fast and the Furious franchise about you. And like you, DJ, even if they call, I will not be deleting this post. GN folks, see you in 2020, April, Fast Family, right? Nah, it's about #Team Dwayne, #3 years, will it be worth the wait? #no Shaw, just Hobbs. Will this be another Baywatch? Ooh. guys, just relax. I'm just a passionate film critic. You ever been so sad and not get any acting roles where you have to just be mad that your one movie that you're in is getting delayed slightly?
That was really harsh.
First off, we don't need a Fast and the Furious movie every year or every 2 years. So it's fine that it's getting delayed, in my opinion. I have never liked the Fast and the Furious franchise. You have.
Yeah, I do, but like I haven't even seen the newest one, 8, Fast 8. Yeah, so I haven't even seen that one. But it's like what Marvel does. They throw in a movie in there, like Thor. They have Thor coming out now.
Yeah, but Tyrese isn't going to be in this one, so he's not getting a paycheck for it. So he's mad.
He's got enough money, I'm sure, after doing 7 movies.
And I think he's in some of the Transformers.
Yeah,
he's like in the military with Josh Duhamel, whatever. But the kicker is Vin Diesel took to Instagram to share his own thoughts on the feud brewing between the Fast and the Furious co-stars, where he posted a photo of them together, and he wrote, "Brotherhood and all its complexities. This scene was filmed in Puerto Rico. I can remember it like it was yesterday. Such a beautiful island. The people were so warm and welcoming. I turned 43 that summer, and my son Vincent was born." A woman named Jan Kelly responded to a question I had asked on Facebook, who they would like to see me work with. She said they would like to see me work with Dwayne. I listened to her request, and he became Hobbs. This is all still him talking. This is all still Vin Diesel. I know there has been a lot of speculation as to why Fast 9 release date was pushed, but it would be unfair to say it was anyone's fault. As we plot the course to expand the Fast and Furious universe, one must be mindful to take stock of the roads we took to get here. The pillars of authenticity, family, and most importantly, our loyal fans' perspective has been instrumental in the procuring success. However, like a vehicle that has run around the globe 8 times, the franchise is in need of maintenance. My good friend and the godfather of Universal, Ron Meyer, has granted me the time to do just that. We have some very exciting news to share soon. Stay tuned. Yours truly, Dom, hashtag family always. So that came soon after the Hobbs spinoff with Jason Statham was announced, and there's more. Diesel posted a photo of himself with Gibson and the late Paul Walker with the caption that says, this was on Thursday, October 5th, where he said brotherhood. So, and then there was last year, there was all that speculation because Vin Diesel made a post on Instagram where he talked about how hard it was to work with certain people. And everyone was like, oh, he's talking about The Rock because The Rock is a big name. And then they threw him in there. And now he's kind of bigger than Vin Diesel.
Right.
But after all this, everyone's like, oh, was he talking about Tyrese? Because he's kind of seems like he would be very, very hard to work with after everything he's said about, who knows, hopefully everything turns out best for fans of the franchise. I don't know where I'm taking that story. I just think it's hilarious that Tyrese Gibson can write things like that and think everyone's gonna be like, oh, you're right, we do hate The Rock because he's making this movie. We want more Tyrese. We want more you, character whose name I don't know from the movie.
I don't even remember.
Do you think that social media is a good place to air your grievances about
Probably
movie
not.
drama? Like if you're
Probably
in
not.
a movie and you're having drama with someone.
I mean, honestly, they just sound like teenage girls. You're right. It's like, oh, she did this to me. Who cares? Take it up somewhere else.
Apparently, this Rush Hour 4 was announced by
The one
Jackie Chan.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
right.
apparently he
Okay.
was like, hey, we'll make
Is
it.
that the one with?
Him and Chris Tucker.
Yeah.
I think 3 was apparently really bad. So I think I've seen parts of 1, haven't really cared. I also don't find most of Jackie Chan's most recent movies that good. Watch what's it called? Every Frame of Painting on Jackie Chan, and you'll see why I don't really like Jackie Chan movies that are made over here, because it's just the same as every action movie, where it's just dark, so you don't see what's really going on in the fight scene.
Mm-hmm.
And he talks about it really well, where they cut before the hit to after the hit when editing it, so it's less impactful, and you can't also see what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
Which in Jackie Chan's old movies from when he filmed overseas, he was the director, and he would do scenes over and over again to get them right. Which now they just go, oh, we got it. We got the stunt person to do it, maybe, slightly well. I want to talk about weird casting for a second, because it might not be really weird casting to most people, because he's done a couple action movies before, but John Krasinski, better known as Jim from The Office, is going to be playing Jack Ryan in Amazon's Jack Ryan series. Jack Ryan, Tom Clancy stuff,
Mm-hmm.
played by Chris Pine and Tom Cruise. Did Tom Cruise play Jack Ryan?
Yes. Yeah, those
The
are.
original?
Yeah, those
one?
are.
Or the first one in the newer
They
movies?
they just made one actually with.
Yeah, the Chris Pine one, right?
No.
Or was it the Tom Cruise one?
Tom Cruise.
So Chris Pine was first and then Tom Cruise. But also Jack Ryan has been in older movies where it's based off a Tom Clancy novel. He was in 13 Hours, which is a military movie based on the whole Benghazi incident, where he was, I think, the main character, or at least he's like top billed in that movie. And watching him in that trailer is just really weird because he's serious. And I had just watched a couple episodes of The Office, so seeing him, it's kind of the same with Steve Carell, because he did mostly comedy, and now he's done Foxcatcher, which he was very good in, apparently. Everyone loved him in that. And now he's doing Last Flag Flying. That's him and Bryan Cranston and Lawrence Fishburne. So, I mean, all these actors go from playing a specific type of role. They're always funny, and now they're going to being serious.
Right.
Whereas I can't think of anyone who's gone from playing only serious to playing funny. There's people like Liam Neeson, where they've gone from mostly doing romantic comedies, romantic dramas, to being one of the biggest action stars, and then saying that they're going to quit action, and then saying they're not going to quit action. That's what Liam Neeson did recently. He was like, hey, I'm not doing any more action movies. Hey, I might be doing more action movies.
Taken 4.
No, God, no. Who do you think would be a good actor to go from being in completely serious roles to being in a funny role, or vice versa? Because most action movies, there's also a lot of comedy in action movies now, and there's also a lot of serious scenes in comedies. There's not really like The Office, where it's 99% funny, and then you go to playing just a straight guy, no jokes made character.
I don't know. Like, I know Robert De Niro kind of does it well. He's done it,
Mhm.
where the movie he did called The Family, where he was in like a witness protection thing, and his family moves to Italy and they're hiding out there. And it wasn't 100% serious, but it wasn't exactly all comedy either. But then he goes and does a role like Dirty Grandpa. So I mean, there's that. I mean, he was in the Intern with Anne Hathaway, and again, not a serious role, like no funny business role, but it was a serious role for him to play, I guess you could say. And he again goes and does something like Dirty Grandpa or something where he does like a comedic role.
Yeah, he was originally a very serious actor though. Like I knew he did Taxi Driver. He's the main character in that. That's what made him like big. He was in The Godfather Part 2. He was Raging Bull, The Deer Hunter, all this stuff. And then he did the I'm gonna do comedy movies kind of thing. Because he was in the Meet the franchise with Ben Stiller, the Meet the Fockers, Meet the Parents.
Right, yeah.
Kid, what's the third one? Meet the Children? I don't know.
I don't know.
Where it's
No,
Little
it's,
Fockers.
Little Fockers.
Little Fockers.
Yeah.
The Fockers Cinematic Universe is what he's in. But then you have people like Daniel Day-Lewis, where they've only ever done serious roles. He's the guy who played Lincoln in Lincoln. He's a method actor where he makes himself the character. Like through the whole time they're filming the movie, he barely breaks character. Which for Lincoln that would have been real weird.
Right.
I want to see him in a scary movie. You know, he's a Academy Award winning. Everyone loves every movie he's been in. Just throw him in one of these shit comedy films. Or, I mean, Zac Efron kind of has done that, where he's done mainly comedy movies. But then he did Parkland, which he's very serious in.
Okay.
And I always say that's one of my favorite movies he's in because it's actually a good movie. And he's not the same frat boy, shirtless character the whole time. He never takes his shirt off once. Mind you, in that movie. Who else could do a good switch off? Because nowadays most people do both. They can switch it very easily, but there's no one really I can think of that's like, oh, he can't do comedy. He can't do serious movies. Maybe if there's like a stand-up comedian who's in a movie, then they couldn't do action. Or I mean, they probably could. You just don't see them as being able to do that. Okay, Will Ferrell. I couldn't see him doing a serious role. Has he done a serious role?
No, I don't think so.
Because I'm trying to think of like comedians who I don't think would be able to do serious roles, and Jim Carrey has done multiple serious roles, and he's a great serious actor. Will Ferrell has really nothing serious under his belt though, so I guess he would be a good choice. There's probably like a listicle about things like that, where it's like, oh, this guy could do this, or this guy could.
So apparently they're supposed to be doing a Minecraft the movie.
Yeah, I saw that in Steve Carell's IMDb.
Yeah.
He's playing Steve. He's playing the main character.
Apparently. Rumored.
So, you know, Minecraft the movie, that thing that everyone's been begging for since 2012, 2010, whenever that game came out.
Well, coming out in 2019.
You know, that really deep, integral story
Oh,
that
yeah.
everyone plays Minecraft for?
For sure.
Dude, they're going to make so much fucking money, though.
Oh.
Every 6 to 14-year-old
Yeah.
is going to want to go see that movie, and they're going to drag their parents to see it. And then merchandising off of it is going to be on top of Minecraft already merchandise, which that's actually kind of weird to think of, like, oh, how are they going to do that? Well, it's probably going to be another emoji movie where, like, let's get a bunch of big names and then have the movie be terrible. Let's have a guy quit his role on a TV show and say, I want to do more movies like the Emoji Movie. And then the Emoji
Who
Movie
was
comes
that
up.
again?
TJ Miller from Silicon Valley. He quit Silicon Valley and said in an interview, I quit Silicon Valley because I want to do more things like the Emoji.
So Warner Bros. Movie. Warner Bros. And Vertigo Entertainment.
Minecraft?
Yeah.
Is a part of the DCU. Are we going to get the MCCU? The Minecraft Cinematic Universe?
Probably. You know,
Yeah, oh, I am.
it's going to be... The first movie's going to be all about mining. The second movie's going to be about adventure. The third movie's going to be about finally building your house. You know how, like, in Minecraft, like, those really in-detailed places take forever for people to make? That's probably why they need, like, a year and a half to make this movie.
It's not going to be in-game. If the whole
No,
movie was
it
filmed
is.
in-game, that would be dope.
It is.
Like a
It's
whole-
going to be in-game.
A whole movie just made inside the video game, that would be cool. But it's going to be just CGI 3D animated film.
Yeah, I know. But, I mean, I can hope.
Anyways, thank you for listening. If you would like to support the show, rate and review us on iTunes. Go to our Patreon, patreon.com/bestboys, where if you would like, you can give us money to do this show and you will be rewarded for your generosity. Follow us on Twitter at Best Boys Podcast. Email us topics or requests or questions, bestboyspodcast@gmail.com. Yeah,